Olivia, and I'm going to take you through a yoga practice today that's going to focus on opening through the chest and through the hips. So those are two areas in our body that tend to get very tight because of our posture. We tend to get lax and tired, especially later in the day, and our posture starts to suffer. We start to slump and slouch forward. So here I'm starting to contract through the chest muscles. They just naturally fall into that position a little bit more. My pelvis starts to tip back, and then I can either overstretch or start to tighten through the hip flexors depending on the position I sit in. Belly becomes lax, so all of this is starting to stretch through the back muscles from the neck all the way down into the hips. So we're going to work on posture, keeping everything lifted, opening through the chest, and then we're going to work through some positions through the hips that are going to help to relieve some of the stress that we tend to hold on and store into the hips. I have a yoga strap that I'm going to use today. That's going to help us to open through the chest as we move through. So it's just an assistant to help get us into the positions. If you do not have a yoga strap, you can use any kind of a belt, a scarf, something that is durable. One of the things I like most of all is just a hand towel. So you can use your hand towel, usually pretty easy. That's what a lot of people will use, especially at the gym, because we have the smaller towels that you can use. So I'll show you how to use the towel as we move through as well. So remember, with any of your practices, whether it's a yoga practice, whether it's your cardio workout, whether it's your strength workout, always get clearance from a doctor before you participate in any program that might be new to you. Listen to your body as you move through. We want to get a good stretch as we move through this practice, but we want to be very cautious of how we go about that, and we want to listen to and respect our body as we move through each of these positions. So trust in your practice, but listen to your body. It's one of the most important things about yoga is we learn and we figure out about our body, how it moves, where we have strength, where we need to stretch, any type of limitations in our mobility. Respect those. If anything feels painful to you, come out of that position. We will feel a little bit uncomfortable as we stretch into the muscles, but there should never be any joint pain. As we move through and open through the chest, we're going to be contracting through the back. If you feel any compression through the spine, any pinching, any nerve pain, any shooting pain, come out of those positions and then stop the practice. That's something you're definitely going to want to see a doctor about. Make sure there is no pain through the joints as we move through in the hips. Listen to my cueing so that we can brace through the body and get in and out of those positions safely and comfortably. So we're going to start our practice in a child's pose today. So I have my knees bent, sitting my hips back along my heels, and then I'm just going to start to walk my hands forward, reaching forward and overhead. So you can take your knees out wide, or you can keep them closer together. I'm just going to rest my forehead down towards the mat as much as possible. Now, if the back feels especially tight for you, you might want to cross the arms here and rest the forehead down. That'll get the forehead off of the ground a little bit more, but just start to relax into this position and focus on your breath. A full deep inhale and a releasing exhale. Arms either folded with the forehead resting down or the arms reaching overhead. Relax through the hips as much as you can. And since we're focusing through the hips and through the chest, I want you to think of breathing into those areas. Breathe in, feel that breath come into your chest and settle into your hips. And then feel the breath lift through the hips, through the chest, and out the nose. 2 more breaths here. Attention to where you might feel tight or stiff. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths here. If the arms are not reaching overhead in that extended child's pose position, start to bring them overhead. One more deep breath here. We're going to add some hip hinges. So we're going to inhale, we're going to press into the palms of the hands, and we're going to lift the upper body up so that we come up onto all fours. I'm going to press forward, wrist, elbow, shoulder, all in line, slightly forward with the pelvis, but the belly pulled in so that I brace through the back and it doesn't sway. And then I'm going to exhale and press back. Give me 4 more of those. Inhale, coming up. Pressing into the hands, bracing through the belly, exhale and press back. Make sure you have your belly button pulled in towards your spine. So we're pulling in, we're engaging. So that should help me stop in position without the back swaying down. 2 more. Again, we're working on posture and strengthening the postural muscles as we open through the chest and hips. So we don't want that sway in the back, because we don't want to stress and strain through the back. Coming forward and pressing back. This time we're going to come forward and we're going to hold in this position. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, deep breath in. Deep breath out. 5 more through our hip hinges. Nice big inhale, bracing the belly, pull it into the spine. Exhale and press back. Inhale, come up and forward. If you have any pain in the wrists or in the elbows, exhale, press back. You might keep the shoulders back behind the palms of the hands. Make sure you're not pressing through and hyperextending through the elbows. So that hyperextension, that just means I'm not locking out through the elbows. So if you feel as you come forward or if you come up, the elbows or the wrists start to snap into position, then you're likely hyperextending. Exhale and press back. Once more with the flow. So we want to keep a micro bend into the elbows, into the wrists, into basically all of our joints as we come through. Inhale, come up. And that just means I don't want to lock out. Hold here. 2 more breaths. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to start to bring the knees in just a little bit if you had them in that wide position. Nice big inhale. And exhale, press back once more. So we're working to open through the shoulders and through the hips. Inhale, coming up. Exhale and press back. You may find that you don't come back as far. Inhale up, bracing the belly. It's okay. You shouldn't really come back as far. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale and back. Once more, inhaling up and exhaling back. Now here, we're going to take 3 more breaths. You can tuck your chin, looking towards your knees, reaching the arms overhead. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. Now your next option, we're going to inhale, we're going up onto all fours. You can push straight back into your child's pose or curl your toes, lift your hips, press back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward into a plank position, but lowering the knees down, release the feet and press back. We're going to do 4 more of those. Inhale, hinge up, curl the toes if you choose. Lift the hips and press back. Inhale, coming forward, knees bent, belly braced, releasing the knees and press back. So with that modified position, inhale, come up. You can curl the toes, press into downward facing dog, or just keep flowing right here. Inhale, bringing the knees forward, coming back into more of a crouching position, lowering the knees, pressing back into child's pose. So notice I stayed with this hip hinge here. Inhale, lift. We've got 2 more. Curl the toes, lift the hips, and press back into down dog if you choose. Or keep flowing with your hip hinges. Lower down and press back. Once more. Inhale, curl the toes, lift the hips, and press back. We're going to flow forward back into that crouching position one last time. Press back, child's pose. Come up onto all fours. This time we're going to hold either down dog or this all fours position for 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. So in your down dog, squeeze through your thighs. Lift your hips as high as you can and relax the heels down towards the mat. Inhale and exhale. Next inhale, we come forward again, back into that crouch. So it's just that knee hovering over. Release the feet down and press back. Inhale up onto all fours. 2 more, just with the hip hinge, press back. Come forward as you inhale. Press back as you exhale. Forward as you inhale. Back as you exhale. Beautiful. We're going to come up onto all fours. We're going to add a little twist through the back. So I'm going to take the back hand and I'm going to reach forward towards the front of the room, and I'm just going to relax my shoulder down towards the floor. Now the front arm, I can start to crawl forward towards the top of my mat. So we're still getting warm here, so I don't want a very big stretch. Notice the hips stay up high, right over the knees if possible. Little twists through the back. Inhale. And exhale. Once more, deep breath in, deep breath out. So if you walked the front hand forward, I'm going to walk it back. I'm going to press up so I come back onto all fours, and I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to reach through with the front arm towards the back. Now here, I'm going to modify. So if you can't come all the way forward, just reach the arm across, press the shoulder towards the ground. If you can come into that full thread the needle position, again, hips stay over the knees, and I'm just threading the arm through. You can walk the back arm up towards the top of the mat if that feels comfortable. And when I say front arm and back arm, if you want to go right and left, right arm with the front, left with the back, you can do that. I'm just going front and back as we come through, based on our angle here. Inhale, brace through the belly, walk the hand back in towards you. If you extended towards the top of your mat, come back onto all fours. Place the hands down so I have wrist, elbow, shoulder all in line. Knees hip width apart. Nice big inhale. Exhale, press back. Inhale, come up, continue with that, or curl the toes, lift the hips and press back. So I just want to work through the rotation through the shoulders, crouching position, release the knees and press back. We're only going to do 2 more of those. Your option again, no down dog, and continue with hip hinging forward and back. Inhale, bracing the belly, coming forward, releasing the feet, press back. Once more, brace your belly. Very important we keep the belly pulled in towards the spine the whole time. Inhale, come forward, crouching position, release the knees, and press back. 2 breaths here. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. So we're going to be on our knees for a bit. Inhale, come up. Press forward, small press forward. So now I'm bringing the shoulders forward towards the fingertips a little bit more. And then I'm going to press back, not completely into my child's pose. Hips are going to stay up. Brace the belly. Inhale, hinge forward, pressing forward just a little bit more. Exhale and press back. So we're working through to stretch through the wrist here as we come forward, just for some of that weight bearing that we come through. Again, if this is bothersome to the wrist, don't do it. You can come forward and we can stop with the shoulders behind the wrist if needed. Press back. Give me 2 more. Inhale, come up. Shoulders towards the fingertips. If that stretch feels okay, belly braced, and press back. So we move through this for a couple of reasons. We want the flexibility through the wrist, but I also want you to feel the engagement through the abdominal muscles. Press back. Next time, up onto all fours. Curl the toes, press back into your downward facing dog. This time we inhale and we come forward into a plank position. Now you may need to adjust the position of your feet. Release the knees down, feet come down. Inhale, exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, a small lift up. Notice I press my hips towards the mat. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes, and press up. Almost into a child's pose. Hips float over the heels. Brace through the belly. Inhale, come forward. Exhale and press back. Inhale forward, all fours position. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. If you choose, you can stay on all fours if needed. Inhale, brace the belly, floating yourself into your plank position. Lower the knees, release the feet. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. And then you can come all the way down if you need, or just release the hips down. I'm in a cobra position. Lower down towards the floor, curl the toes, brace through the belly, press through the arms, not all the way into a child's pose, hips hover up. Inhale, come up, shoulder, wrist, elbow in line. Exhale, press back. Child's pose with the hips lifted. Inhale, come up. Continue that child's pose with the hips lifted, or lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, bracing through the belly. Release the knees, release the feet. Lower down here, all the way if needed. Hips drop down. So I'm getting some opening through the hip flexors here as I lift through the chest. Lower back down, curl the toes, press back, feel that abdominal engagement. Hips come back, not quite all the way towards the heels. Inhale, brace the belly, come up. Exhale, press back. This time, transition to down dog if you choose. Inhale, all fours. Curl the toes, lift the hips, press back, press your heels towards the floor as much as you can. Inhale, come forward into your plank position. Exhale, release the knees, release the feet. Lower down halfway. So the challenge here, still on your knees, but that halfway lower. Press the hips into the mat as you lift up through the chest. Lower the chest down, curl the toes, belly into spine. Inhale, press up, lift, 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 and then press back into the heels. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, press back, so not quite all the way into a child's pose. We're working on keeping the abdominals contracted. Inhale, come up, curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. This time, float forward into your plank position. Release the feet, the knees, release the feet. Exhale, lower down halfway, hold here if you can. Release the hips, press down, lift through the chest. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes, come up into a plank on your knees. Exhale and lower down halfway. Release the feet, press into the hips, lift through the chest. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes. You can press up into a plank position. You can leave the feet flat if you choose. So modified plank position. Exhale, come down. Release the hips, lift through the back. Exhale, lower. Plank onto the knees. Whoo, one more time. Lower down halfway. Release the hips. Lift through the chest. Lower all the way back down. Curl the toes. Press back, this time a full extended child's pose. You should have gotten a little bit of some arm something going on there. Reach the arms forward overhead. Brace through the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, come up onto all fours. Good. Walk the hands in slightly, curl the toes. We're going to lift up onto the knees. We're going to work through the hip flexors right here. Chest stays lifted, shoulders round back and down, palms face forward. Nice big inhale. Curl the toes under you as you exhale. Breathing in, bring the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring your arms back down to your side. 2 more. Inhale, lift. So in this position with your belly pulled in towards your spine, we should start to feel some stretch through the hip flexors. 3 more. Lift up with the arms. Exhale, come down. With the toes curled under, it should be a little more challenging through the core. So again, belly button pulled in towards your spine. Once more, inhale, lift. This time we're going to take the hands out, back and behind slightly. Begin to make a light fist with your hands. Place your hands in the small of your back. Lift through your chest, and as you exhale, squeeze your elbows together. Feel the chest open. It's a small press forward into the hips. Brace through the belly. Push your hips into your hands, squeezing through the belly button as you inhale. Exhale and release your hands down. We go through that again. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Start to round back and behind just a little bit, making a fist, hands to the small of your back. Lift through the chest as you inhale. Squeeze your elbows together, pressing back. Chest comes forward a little bit. Hip flexors start to open. Pull your belly in. Brace through the belly. Press into the hips. Exhale, release your hands down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back and behind. Make a fist. Small of your back. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the elbows together. Feel the opening through the chest. Small press forward in the hips. Brace the belly, pull in, and release the hands down. We have 2 more. So I want to make sure that the belly is pulled in the whole time. Exhale, come back and around. I cue for you to brace through. Inhale. Exhale, press, but it should always be pulled in. Even as I'm pressing the hips forward, I pull the belly in. Inhale, brace just a little bit more as we bring the spine back to a neutral position and release. Inhale, lift overhead. Exhale, release your hands to the side, back and around. Hands to the small of your back. Lift through your chest. As you exhale, pull your elbows together. We're going to hold this position for 3 breaths. Continue to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Releasing the hands down, belly braced. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, just release them straight back down to your side. Release the tops of your feet if you have the toes curled under. Inhale, lift overhead. Exhale, release. Once more, breathing in and breathing out. This time, inhale, reach the arms overhead. I'm going to take a hold of the hands interlaced through the fingers. Press the palm towards the ceiling. Nice big inhale, lift up a little bit taller. Exhale, press your chest forward, pull the arms back and behind. Inhale, bring the arms forward. flip your palms to face towards you. Inhale, come right back up. Flip the palms, let them face towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, a small press back with the arms. Inhale, come overhead. Bring the arms back in front, flipping the palms to face forward. Only one more of these. You should be feeling it through the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Flip the palms, press toward the ceiling. Exhale. Lift up as you inhale. Exhale and press back. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Flip the palms. Come forward and then release the hands down. Now you can stay in this position. I'm going to face forward. I'm going to sit back onto my knees. If you want to, you can come into a cross-legged position. So you can bring it right here if that feels comfortable. I'm going to stay on the knees just a little bit longer. We're going to inhale, bring the arms overhead. I'm going to take a hold of one wrist. I'm going to lift up a little more as I inhale, and then the hand that has a hold of the wrist, I'm going to twist to that side. Inhale, come back to center. Switch hands. Exhale, pull over to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center, and release the hands down. Good. Inhale, lift up. So I take my right hand, wrap it around my left wrist. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, press over to the side. Inhale, lift. Switch hands and pull over to the side. Inhale and release both arms to your side. Maybe one more flow like that. Inhale, lift. So we're working posture, posture. Keeping up nice and tall. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over to the left side. I'm not pulling on the wrist, I'm just guiding it over. Inhale, lift. Release both arms to your side. Beautiful. Nice big shoulder roll up, back, and down. Lift up, back, and down. Once more, up, back, and down. Good. Just on the right side, we're going to lift that shoulder up, back, and around. Palm faces forward. Lift up, back, and around. Lift, rotate. Two more. Up, back, and around. Last time. Good. Left side. Up, back, and around. So if you hear your muscles move as you come through this position, definitely drink more water. But we want to release the tension through the muscles. Sometimes we get so knotted up, we can actually hear the muscles move through, crazy as it sounds. Inhale, lift. Good. Right hand takes a hold of the left wrist, small bend over to the right side. Inhale, come up. Left side this time, small bend over, reaching. Pulling with the left arm, reach up and release. Two more, lift overhead. Small bend over to the right side. Back up. Small pull over to the left side. Back up. Release the arms down. Once more. So here I want to make sure that you're keeping your chest and your shoulders facing forward. The rib cage stays stacked. So I have my shoulders, my ribs, and my hips all in line, and I'm just pulling slightly to the side. Inhale, lift, and release. Shoulder roll one more time. Lifting up, back. Beautiful. I'm going to turn back to this side. We're going to come back onto all fours. So knees under, belly braced. Pull the belly in towards your spine, shoulders back and down. So we don't want the belly pushing down and the back swaying, and we don't want an arch in the back. We want to keep everything nice and level. Relax the tops of your feet into your mat. We're going to brace through the belly. So we're going to come into a bird dog position, but we're going to layer into this. So I'm going to take my right hand or my front hand. I'm going to inhale, reach forward as long as I can. So I'm reaching through the spine, pressing the arm forward as much as I can. I'm going to exhale and lower down. Same thing with the left arm. Inhale, reach forward and lower back down. I want you to do 4 more sets, reaching forward, feeling the belly button pull into the spine so we keep the spine braced and neutral. So you should be getting the ab workout of your life here. Bring it down. No, not quite. Anyone who did our yoga core, you know, there's more we can do with the core and yoga. Bring it back down, but I want the belly really engaged. Reach forward, lower down. Left side, reaching the hand forward, coming down. Good. Once more on the right side, back down. And the left side, reach, 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 and come back down. Nice big inhale. Exhale, small press back. Again, that hip hinging position, pressing back. Keep the hands right where they are. Inhale, come up. Now, if you have limitations in knee movement, you only push the hips back as much as is comfortable for you. Bring it up. Once more, pressing back and coming right back up. Now we're going to do the same thing with our bird dog position, but we're going to move through the legs. So one on the right, one on the left. Brace through the belly, pull the belly in towards your spine, press into the hands, keep the back nice and long. Inhale, and as you exhale, press the right leg straight back, and then land it in. Breath in and out, right back in. So we're working that movement through the hips. Right side presses back and pulls in. Left side presses right back and pulls in. You have 3 more sets. I want you to make sure that your hips are facing the mat. So as you lift, you are not rotating the hip out to the side. I keep the hips nice and level, coming forward so that I feel that work through the glutes and through the back. Pressing back on the left side. 1 more set through the right and through the left. So we're getting that hip moving. Knees hip width apart, back into our hip hinges. Inhale. Exhale, press back. Keep the hands right where they are. 2 more. Now your option. We're going to come into a set where we move right arm forward, left leg back into that bird dog position. So this is really going to challenge through the core. 1 more right here. Your option, right arm by itself, left arm by itself, right leg by itself, left leg by itself. We'll make sure you get nice and even. So if you choose, brace through the belly, right arm, left leg reaches nice and long. Exhale and lower down. Left arm, right leg, inhale, lift, and back down. So continue to alternate right arm, left leg. I'm just going to modify so I can do 1 arm and down. Other side, keep going. Good, again, right arm, left leg, or 1 leg, and then the other, left arm, right leg, whatever side you are on. Back down. Good, again, we're going to lift and open, reaching long, and down. Reach opposite arm and leg. Give me 1 more set. So if you're doing arms and legs, and maybe you do an extra set of arms or you do an extra set of legs, that's okay. Come down. Brace through the belly. Inhale. Exhale, hinge right back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to do a little bit of transitioning onto the belly. Your option is to stay on all 4s. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press back. So if for any reason you can't onto your belly. Maybe that's pregnancy, maybe that's recovering from a surgery, maybe that's just a lot of pressure through the belly that you don't want to come all the way flat on. You're going to stay in this all fours position, and you're going to continue with bird dog. If you choose, you can come down onto your belly. So I'm going to walk my hands forward just a little bit. I'm going to brace through my belly. I'm going to start to lower myself down towards the floor. Good. So resting down here, we're going to come into a lotus position. We're going to reach the arms overhead. So similar to our bird dog position, but we're going to start one arm, one leg. So I want you to keep the chin tucked, so much so that even think of like creating a double chin. Tuck the chin under. We're going to lift. Right arm comes straight up and back down. Left arm comes straight up and down. Right leg up and down. Left leg up and down. Again, single that arm. Right arm lift and lower. Left arm lift and lower. Right leg, lower down. Left side. Give me 2 more sets like that. We're breaking it up. Now I'm keeping my head lifted just so you can hear me as I cue this, but you can rest your forehead all the way down. Right leg up and down. Left leg up and down. One more set, individual. Right arm and down. Left arm. So if you are on all fours, you're working through that bird dog position. One arm, one leg. Lift and lower. Good. Take a couple breaths here. If you're on all fours, you can push back into that hip hinge or that child's pose. Next time we move through, we're going to use right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Or your option is to continue right arm, right leg, left leg. So make sure your head is to the center of your mat. Your chin is tucked, creating almost that double chin. And then right arm, left leg, inhale, lift and lower. Left arm, right leg, lift and lower. So you should be feeling strengthening through the back here. You should also be feeling some stretch and some opening through the hip flexors especially. Depending on how tight your chest is, you may be feeling this through the chest muscles. Lift up and down. One more set on the right and lower. Left arm, left leg, right leg. Exhale and down. 2 breaths right here. If you're on all fours, take that child's pose or that modified hip hinge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now, we're going to take both arms together. Now, if you are on all fours, I'm going to transition. If you're on your belly, stay on your belly. If you are on all fours, we're going to come into a cat-cow position. So we exhale, arch the back up into cat. We inhale and sway the back into cow, but I keep the belly braced. Work through that. If you are on your belly with me, arms reach overhead. This time, chin is tucked. Again, creating that double chin. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms up. Both arms come up together, lower down. Inhale, lift both legs together, lower down. Both arms come up and down. Both legs lift up and down. So your option, you can keep with the one arm and one leg. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, up and down. Arms, legs, arms, and legs. One more set. Lift through the arms, lift through the legs. Beautiful. So if you are on your belly, we're going to come up into Sphinx pose. If you are on all fours, you can keep with your cat-cow position, or you can push back into child's pose. We're going to work through opening through the chest. So either the legs are extended out long, and we're working here, or you are in extended child's pose with the arms reaching out in front and the legs bent back behind you. In your Sphinx pose, you're going to have your elbows right under your shoulders. You're going to spread through the palms of your hands and press the hands down into your mat. I'm going to tuck my pelvis under, squeezing through the glutes just a little. Think of pressing your hips into your mat, and then round your shoulders back and down. So again, we're getting some contraction through the back. The more my back contracts, the more my chest is allowed to open. Pressing the pelvis down into your mat. Keeping your head looking straight ahead, straight forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. Pressing the hips down into the mat. Relaxing the shoulders, pressing the elbows into your mat. Inhale and exhale. Good. Lower down all the way to your mat. Cross at the elbows. Rest your forehead down onto your mat if you are on your belly. Continue in your child's pose if you are on the knees. You can come into traditional child's pose if that feels better for you. Now we're going to work through a little more of the shoulder opening and the chest opening. So if you are in child's pose, you're going to come up onto all fours, and we're going to work on threading the needle. So if you're on your belly, stay here. If you're on all fours, we're going to take the back arm or the left arm through the right arm. I can rest here, or I can rest all the way down. Okay. We're going to breathe into that position. If you are on your belly, you're going to come back up into Sphinx pose. And you have 2 options. We're going to hold in Sphinx pose right here, or spread through the fingers. Inhale, start to press into the hands, lifting up just a little bit more. Exhale and lower down. If that is too much through your back, either hold the Sphinx pose here, or come in onto your knees and do your thread the needle. Exhale, lower. 3 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next time, lift up into this position. We should feel the back, but I want you to focus on the hip flexors. I've straightened my arms, but again, I'm not locking them out at all. I'm pressing my pelvis into the mat to get that stretch through my quadricep muscles and my hip flexors. I'm going to take 2 more breaths right here. Inhale. Exhale. If you have threaded the needle, you're just holding in that thread. Inhale. And as you exhale, gently lower down. If you are threading the needle, gently come onto all fours. We're going to lower down if you're on your belly. If you are on all fours, press back into your child's pose. So we allow the hips to just rest here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. Beautiful work, my friends. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Gently come back up onto all fours or on into your Sphinx pose. If you are on all fours, you're going to thread the needle, this time right arm coming through the left. If you are in your Sphinx pose, you can hold here. Work on the tuck of the pelvis if you need to. This is going to stretch out through the abdominal muscles. This is going to stretch and open through the chest. Or you can flow with me as we move through by lifting through the back and straightening the elbows. Inhale, lift up. So keep breathing in and then breathe out. Try not to hold your breath. We're flowing with the movement. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more coming up as we inhale, exhale. Once more, this time we're going to hold in the position, pressing the hips down. Again, thread the needle, hold for 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, lower down. Unthread the needle if you have threaded, and then press back into child's pose. If you are on your belly, relax down here. Crossing at the elbows, resting the head down onto your mat. Again, I'm just doing the head turn so that I can cue you in this and to make sure that you can hear me. Try to keep your head in a neutral position as much as possible. All right, we're gonna roll over onto our backs, and we're gonna do some bridge poses. So if you are on all fours, begin to transition now onto your back. I want your feet about hip width apart. So this is going to focus on opening through our hip flexors as we come through. I want you to work on the brace through the belly, so I always keep my belly pulled in towards my spine as much as possible. Hands can come right down by the feet, by the hips. Adjust your ponytail if you need, as I do. All right, we're going to inhale. We're going to press into the feet, press into the hands, press into the shoulders as you lift up. Feel that opening through your hips, the stretch through your quadricep muscles, stretch through the belly, stretch through the chest. Exhale and lower down. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more, lifting up, lowering down, lifting up, and lowering down. You can rest here if you need. You can continue to flow. You can lift the hips up, and if it feels comfortable, I want you to walk the hands together and then take the hands, clasp them underneath you. Relax through the head as much as you can, but a little bit of that chin tuck. And it's terrible to think about, but we think almost like we're trying to make a double chin, pressing the chin towards the chest, reach the hands towards the feet, and we should start to feel more chest opening here. Inhale, lift the hips a tiny bit higher. Exhale and lower down. Not all the way, just hovering right over the hands. Inhale, lift. Again, this is an option. You do not have to take it. Inhale as we lift, opening through the chest and shoulders. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You take a break whenever you need to. I'm just going to continue to flow through for those of you who want the flow. Exhale down. 2 more. Lifting up, lowering down. Once more, lift up. Lower down. Take a break here if you need. Option, point the right foot or the front leg. Inhale, lift up and press down. Inhale, lift. Lower the hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Give me 4 more. Lift up and down. So you just want to make sure you're even on both sides. 2 more, lift up and down. 1 more, lift. This time lower the leg as we lower the hips. Left leg or back leg, inhale, lift and lower. So we're going for a total of 8. If you need to rest in that transition and you only get half of those, that's okay. Lift up, lower down, lift and lower. Let's go for 2 more. Lift up, lower down, lift up, lower the foot, release the hands, rest here. Breathe in and out. You're doing a beautiful job. We are almost done with this. And you can bring your knees into your chest, and we're going to rock ourselves to a seated position. So you might want to linger in this rock for a minute, back and forth, or when you're ready, come all the way up. All right. I'm going to take my strap. You can take your towel, and we're going to come into a cross-legged position here. So I want you to draw the right leg in first and then the left leg. And there is a reason for this. We're going to switch sides here in just a moment. So we're going to lift up. So the left leg should be in front. That front shin should be the left leg. If not, just make sure you twist and you change. Now this may not feel natural and normal for you. You may want to naturally cross the opposite direction. It's okay. We're going to work through both sides. This side is my tighter side, stiffer side. Doesn't feel as natural to me, but we're going to work with it. Lift up through the chest. Nice big inhale. Exhale, press your chest forward. Lift right back up and press forward. So the belly is pulled in towards the spine. I'm working to open through the hips. Lift up, lower down, lift up, and lower down. Good. Give me 2 more. Lift and lower. Lift as you inhale. Again, we're working that posture. Nice long spine. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Now, I'm going to take my right hand to the middle here. Left hand is going to come back and behind. So I'm framing my left knee with each hand. I'm going to lift up through the chest. As I exhale, press my chest towards my right knee, my right thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. So the hands are there for a purpose. 3 more. I want to actively lower myself down, guide myself down if I need that. We should be having the belly pulled in. Feeling that opening through the hips. Once more. Exhale, come down and lift. This time, lower yourself down as much as you can and hold in that position. Now the right glute might want to lift up off of the mat so that you're rocking forward onto the left. Press into the glute so both glutes are in contact with your mat. Press yourself forward. This is going to give us some of that hip opening and the rotation on the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Lift right back up and come back to center. Now you're going to take your strap or your towel, okay? I'm going to use the towel to start with here. I'm going to swing this around behind me, and then I'm going to take it in each hand. I'm going to walk my hands back together. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to flip around and show you. I'm going to walk my hands back together, trying to get them at least shoulder width apart. Bringing the hands together behind. Good. Nice big inhale. Exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. So I'm going to show you from this side. Inhale, lift up as high as you can. Exhale, down. So notice I'm not leaning forward with the torso. And down. Lift up. And down. 2 more. Lift. Lower. Once more, lift up and lower down. Good. Release. And we're going to switch legs. I'm going to face forward for you one more time. Deep breath in and out. Breath in and out. We're going to add that forward fold. Deep breath in. Exhale, small fold forward. Inhale, lift, embrace. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale. All we're working through is that stretch through the legs, opening through the hips. Bring it forward. Bring it up. One more time. Bring it forward. And right back up. Good. We're going to come over to the side, framing this time the right knee. So my left hand comes in front, my right hand comes to the side. I'm twisting through the torso, bringing my chest angled right over the right knee. Nice big inhale. Exhale, lower yourself down. Feel that stretch and the opening on the opposite hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. Good, give me a couple more and then we're gonna hold. So you may have found that you have more ability to lower down on one side than the other, and that's okay. It's just telling you that we need to maybe focus on the side that is more limited. Inhale. Exhale, lower down here, and we're gonna hold this position. Again, both glutes pressing down into the mat, relaxing through the back. This is a twist through the spine, so we don't want to force the position. Give me 2 more breaths. One more time. Inhale, come back to center. And we're going to take that towel one more time. Opening through the back. Walk the hands in as much as you can. Now, if you don't need a strap or the towel, then you can interlace the fingers behind. Inhale, bring the arms up and back down. Again, from the side, lift up and down. Lift up and down. Should be pretty tight in the shoulders. Lift and lower. Once more. Change position. We're going to use the strap one more time. You can come into whatever position with the legs feels comfortable. You can stay in the cross-legged position. I'm going to start with the towel. This time I'm going to take it out all the way to the edges of the towel. Now, this is to work through the chest opening and the rotation through the shoulders. It might be a bit much, so you work through your range where you feel comfortable. I'm going to start by sitting up as tall as I can and bracing through my belly. Going to help guide my shoulders or my arms up and over to open through the shoulders. So I lift up as high as I can as I inhale, and then exhale and just press back as far as you can. Inhale, come right back up overhead, and exhale and lower down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, press the arms back. Inhale. And exhale, you have 3 more. I'm just going to show you from the side so you can see that angle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back. Inhale. And exhale, you should definitely be feeling some chest and shoulder opening. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back. Inhale. And exhale. Give me 1 more. Inhale, lift. This time come back and hold this position. Hold right here. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale once more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. And then right back down in front. Facing forward one more time. We're going to use the towel. You can use your strap if you need. We're going to do 1 more as we finish out. You're going to lift the arms up, and then we're going to cactus the arms, and we're going to bring them down like goal posts. I'm trying to bring the towel back behind my head. Inhale, lift back overhead, and come forward. So we're working some rotation through the shoulders. We're working through the shoulder joint, and we're working through the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift, and bring it forward. Give me 3 more with that flow. Bracing the belly, keeping your belly pulled in, and come back. Inhale and forward. Lift up and back. Inhale and forward. One more. Lift up. Come back. Can you hold this? Hold the position, not your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lift up and overhead. And exhale. And come forward. All right, my friends. That should have gotten you pretty good and stretched out. Now, those of you who practice yoga regularly, you may take a relaxation here, or you may just be able to jump back into your day. But again, always be careful and cautious as you move through. Listen to your body as you're going through each of those positions, each of those poses. Be careful with your body. Respect it. Respect those limitations that we may have, and don't look at them as limitations as a negative thing, but we're just going to look at it as an area that we can continue to work on. So, thank you for practicing me. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and until next time.